So now we developed our activity and we have two edit texts, a button, and a text view in here. What you want to do is you want to create some code that will take the two values from these edit texts, add them together, and then take in, put them in a total text view. And that's going to happen when we push this button. Well, the thing is we want to take and get to our project. I got everything kind of pinched up here so you can see the code better. And what you want to do is make sure that you're in your Java, and here's your main activity. If this were ever to get closed down, you can't see it, you can go ahead and double click on this and that'll pop it back up again. Same thing with your layout, okay? That is in your layout and here. So if this were to get closed down, okay, double click on that and that'll pop up. And I'm going to also take and shove this project off to the side so I get a little more room here in my screen. Okay, let's go ahead and write some code. To do that, once again, we want to get into our activity main.java. We're going to write some code. This is code that's automatically written for you, okay? And on create, when this activity actually happens, go ahead and do this stuff right here, okay? First thing we have to do is we have to say, okay, I want to be able to connect to that button on the screen, okay? Because I want to do something when someone clicks on that button. To do that, I have to create what I call an alias, okay? And it's actually just an object that points to that button on the screen. But then we can say, okay, alias name, do this, and it'll do things for us. To do that, you start out by creating an object, a button, they call it, okay? Like that. And we're going to call this button, and we're going to call button do it. Like that, okay? And then I'm going to say that's equal to, now here I have to say button. You're going to see this all the time. We have to cast it to a button because Android Studio, even though I tell it's a button, it's not sure it's a button. Now I can go ahead and find right there. I can find this widget, okay, by using this find view, capital R dot ID dot, and if you start doing button right there, it'll pop in. And watch when I hit enter, it types it in for me, okay. And I got to put at the end of that line, I got to put a semicolon like that. Wonderful. Okay, then the next, try and get this all in here. There we go. Okay. The next line, okay, we're going to take and we're going to create what they call an on-click listener, okay? I can call this button now by this alias name right here, okay? Button do it. And watch this. It'll pop right in. I can hit enter and it types it in for me. Always try to allow the IntelliSense of Android Studio user interface to type in that stuff for you. Okay, dot set on click listener right there. That's the one you want. And you want to say a new and then a capital VIE, and it pops right up there for you. See it up here? Okay. What I want to do at this point is I just want to hit enter, and now it will type in all that code for me so I don't have to type it all in. It just did all this stuff right here. Now these on-click listeners, what happens, they have a little method in there called on-click. So I can write some code here so that when someone clicks on that button, it'll do something for me. First thing I need to do is find out what's in that edit text, okay? Once again, I'm going to create an alias, okay? An edit text, okay? I'm going to call this edit text num1 is equal to, and it's going to be equal to an edit text. I got to cast it again, edit text, okay? And then once again, that find thing. Drag my screen over here just a little bit, find, hit enter, okay? And then what are we going to find? Take a stretch this all of it so we can get that all in there. Capital R dot ID dot, and this is edit text. So I'm going to start right there. It is. Don't forget your semicolon at the end of the line. Let's go ahead and copy that line because the next one's going to be the very same thing. But instead of edit text number 1, we want edit text number 2 like that. Oops, I did something wrong. I replaced my parenthesis right there. Now what we want to do is we want to do the same thing our text view, okay? Text view. Let's create an alias for that text view. We're going to call this text view total is equal to, and this is a text view right there, find capital R dot ID dot, and this could be a text view total right there, okay? Once again, these are the names attribute that we've set for ourselves when we create our activity layout. Okay, now we're going to do this. I'll explain it in just a minute. Okay, int num1, okay? Coding allows us to take and create memory locations with names. In this case, I say, okay, create a memory location that I can store an integer or a number that has no decimal value in it, like a 1, 2, 3, or 4, and call it this. So therefore, I can always refer to as this. I can set the value of that, and later on, I can pull the value back out again if I wish. But that's equal to, now here I got to do some more weird code, okay, integer dot parse int, okay, because what I want to do, well, let's keep typing and we'll talk about it in just a minute. Edit text number 1 dot get text dot toString, just like that. Okay, what I want to do is I want to take that edit text, remember I created that alias up here, get the text, and for some reason you always have to make it to string. I don't know why, but you just have to. Okay, and then from that, that's going to give me a string. So it's going to give me like a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4, the characters, but it has no numeric value. So therefore, I use this integer.parseInt to get an integer value from what's in that edit text, and I'm going to store that right here in this num1. Hopefully that makes some sense for you newbies, but otherwise, yeah, we'll keep going. I want to make and copy that line again, okay, because this next line is very similar because I want to get the 2. I want to get that 1 out of edit text 2 and do the same thing. And now I want to create one more integer variable, and I'm going to call this total because I'm going to put the total in there. I'm going to be able to do that just by saying num1 plus num2 right there, semicolon. Okay, so now I have a total. And now let's go ahead and punch that now into our text view total. Okay, so up here it points it out to you. Okay, dot set text. Okay, and I can put total in there. Now the only problem is total is a number and it's not a string, and we can only put strings in set text. Okay, but we got a little shortcut, a little cheat around that. We can just say plus, oops, excuse me, plus, and an empty quotation marks, okay, like that, and that fixes that. That's it. You should be able to take and run that, and it should run for you. And email me if you got issues.